I chose to do my historical Halloween on Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn was one of the most famous actresses in history. Recognized as a film and fashion icon during Hollywood's golden age, she inspired many actresses and even actors around the world. Audrey has made an impact on my life by her class, grace, and charm. My grandmother was enchanted by her, and many photos of her had many photos of her, and still today she holds a special place within my family. Audrey Kathleen Hepburn Ruston was born on May 4th, 1929 in Zels, a small district of Brussels, Belgium. Her father, Joseph Victor Ruston, was a British subject born in Bohemia, Austria-Hungary. Her mother, Ella van Heemstra, was a Dutch baroness, and Hepburn's early childhood was very sheltered and privileged. As a result of her multinational background and traveling with her family due to her father's job, she became fluent in 5 languages: Dutch, English, Spanish, French, and Italian. Joseph left the family in 1935, which Audrey later called the most traumatic event of her life. That same year, her mother and Audrey moved to their family estate in Arnhem, the Netherlands. In 1937, Ella and Audrey moved to Kent, England, where she was educated at a small independent school in Elm, and a year later, her parents officially divorced. After Britain declared war on Germany in September 1939, Ella relocated Audrey back to Arnhem, and while there, she attended the Arnhem Conservatory from 1939 to 1945, studying ballet. During the last years of her boarding school, her teacher, Winya Morova, said Audrey was the school's star pupil. In 1940, the Germans invaded the Netherlands, once again causing upheaval to the 11-year-old Audrey and her family. Her uncle was executed by Germans during his death. After his death, Audrey and Ella were again on the move, leaving Arnhem to go live with their grandfather in the nearby village of Velp. Audrey never let her spirits down, even among all the trying changes in her life, and after she moved to Velp, she participated in the Dutch resistance, delivering messages and packages and performing ballet in, clandestine fundraising events. When the war ended in 1945, Audrey moved once more with her mother and siblings to Amsterdam, where she again started training in ballet. Audrey made her film debut in 1948 in a small Dutch language educational film playing a stewardess called 7 Lessons. Later that year, determined to keep studying ballet, she moved to London to take up a ballet scholarship as she supported herself with a part-time job as a model. Unfortunately for Audrey, she was being told by her instructors that she had grown too tall for a ballet dancer, and that's when she decided to focus on her acting career. After a few minor roles, Audrey was registered as a freelance actress with the Associated British Picture Corporation. She continued to receive minor roles in a few smaller films before being cast in her first major supporting role in Thorold Dickinson's film, The Secret People. While she was shooting a movie in France called Monte Carlo Baby, Audrey received her big break being cast in the Broadway play Gigi. Gigi ran for 291 performances, earning her widespread praise. In 1953, Hepburn had her first starring role in Roman Holiday, playing Princess Anne, who falls in love with an American newsman while escaping European reigns of royalty. Truly a global star, she was on the cover of Time magazine in September of that year, becoming a worldwide fashion icon noted for her personal style. Following the success in Roman Holiday, she continued to star in many famous films, including Sabrina, Andon, My Fair Lady, which ignited the rivalry between Audrey and Julie Andrews, War and Peace, Funny Face, and most recognizably, the iconic Breakfast at Tiffany's, where these pictures were taken during that movie. The dress she wears during the opening credits is considered the icon of the 20th century and perhaps the most famous little black dress of all time. Along with the worldwide acclaim came numerous awards in many countries. Audrey won both a Tony Award for Ondine and an Academy Award for Best Leading Actress in Roman Holiday in 1954, making her one of the 3 actresses to win both these awards in the same year. Audrey Hepburn made over 31 movies throughout her life and continually winning and being nominated for prestigious honors. Along her BAFTA and Golden Globe Awards, she is one of the only 14 people to have gotten an EGOT Award which recognizes those who have won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony, has been referred as to winning the Grand Slam of American show business. After completing her last motion picture role in 1988, having married twice and having 2 children, Audrey dedicated the remainder of her life to helping impoverished children in the poorest nations, and her travels were made easier by her wide knowledge of languages. Audrey was appointed a Goodwill Ambassador of the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF. President George W. Bush presented her with the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences awarded her with the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. Audrey spent most of her time in her later life supporting various children's causes across the world. She saw no difference in herself and others. In October 1989, Audrey went to Bangladesh. A UN photographer named John Isaacs stated that often the kids would have flies all over them. She would just go and hug them. I had never seen that type of compassion. Other people just had a certain amount of hesitation, but she would just grab them. Children would come up to hold her hand, touch her, like she was the Pied Piper. Upon returning from a Somalian UN mission to Switzerland in late September 1992, Audrey began suffering from abdominal pain as she was diagnosed with appendical cancer. Further surgery in early December showed that the cancer had spread too far to be operable and that it was in its terminal stages. Audrey and her family returned home to Switzerland to celebrate her last Christmas. On the evening of January 20th, 1993, at the age of 63, Audrey Hepburn died in her sleep at home. Audrey Hepburn is one of the few people who I look up to in all the world. She inspires me in so many ways because, in my opinion, she resembles elegance, class, and kindness. My grandmother has always been told she looks like Audrey Hepburn, and my almost heart is just as big. The one thing I didn't know about Audrey was that she won the prestigious Egget Award and one of a handful of people to do so. Manuel.
What made you pick this person?
As I said, she's made a huge impact on my family, and I look up to her. So.
And also, did she get married? And if she did, how many babies did she have?
Well, she got married twice. Once to actor Mel Fair, and after that, Italian psychiatrist Andrea Dotti. I know that name is kind of weird. She had 2 children, one with each, and she had 5 miscarriages.
That's a lot.
What are miscarriages?
Yeah.
Okay.
Daniela.
I have 2 questions. One is, Audrey Hepburn related to you?
No.
And 2 is that, did you already have those pictures?
Yeah, these were pictures around the house. This small one is in my room, and that one, we used to have a specific guest room with just Audrey Hepburn stuff for my grandmother, and that was the big picture in it.
Can you pick it up?
Yes, Sophia?
I noticed that you had almost equal amounts of details about her whole life, from when she was participating in the resistance against the Nazis and dancing ballet, to when she was having a film career and a Broadway career, to when she was participating in humanitarian efforts. And I really appreciated how you focused so intensely on each part of her life, because I think that gave the entire picture of who the character is, who you're embodying today. And also that you even had extra details in your memory that weren't in your paper. So when you got a question that was actually answered in your speech, you still even knew more. And that really showed a thorough research and presentation.
Thank you. Oh, and also I would like to actually thank my parents, because they helped me a lot with the with my timeline, and they helped me type this, helped me type really fast, and yeah, I just want to thank them.
You're our last person, and you have quite a few pieces. Would you be willing to leave them here and let people come up and view them at later times? Yeah, I mean just for the afternoon.
Yeah.
Secretary of class, we have a little bit of time.
Let's go outside, please.
We have a full half an hour of time.
Let's go
Yes.
Extra. So, but I actually have an additional challenge. And this is called a lifeboat challenge.
Is it like the game of life?
And you're going to, and I'm going to tell you the rest of this challenge after you have